Lead up early this year has been a rocky road, some mistakes on pit road again last weekend. Needs a good solid run, if not a win here, would turn his year around.
Look at turn two. Big spin.
Tosses out.
And sliding down to the apron.
Noah Gregson.
Oh,
sorry guys.
That's a shame.
Well, we've seen a lot, you know, with that racket pinion steering, it's really hard to catch it back to the right.
Yeah,
sideways.
Seemed loose back there.
Yeah.
Exactly like Ross Chastain at California earlier this year. That is a hard hit, as hard as you can hit.
Well, one, these cars, right, lower profile tire, pretty stiff. That underwing works great in a straight line, but loses a lot of downforce when it goes into yaw. The car doesn't have a lot of side force, so really hard to catch these cars once it goes around.
Well, I think it doesn't have a lot of downforce, meaning it doesn't have a lot of air pushing down on the car. Most of that air is directed underneath of it. That diffuser that we all have talked about so many times is so important to the actual downforce of the car. When it does get into yaw, it takes all the air out from underneath of it, not much on that spoiler under, and it goes for a ride.
That's a very good question. I mean, I would think that, oh, leader's in the wall.
Easy, stay low.
And caution is out.
There, stay up, it's 10.
He did a heck of a job of not sending that car all the way around and see how much damage.
Left rear blue, right side hit the wall, right rear tail first.
Oh boy.
Steering still straight, feels like the rear straight.
I think
The right rear. Well, the left rear might have been down.
Look at the leader here.
Goes into turn one, gets into the banking.
Boom, goes down, round he goes. I don't know that that car's tore up all that bad.
The only thing, you know, with the left front,
was
the independent rear suspension, you do get that toe link. It bends really easy when you hit the right rear like that.
Boy, how lucky is that? All those cars behind him, the whole pack literally behind him, could have been catastrophic for everybody behind him. That was the big one that was
So he locked
avoided.
up the left front tire, I think, after the hit.
And that
blew that down. The question is, he said on the radio he thought the left rear went down.
Without the help of his teammate.
Two cars hard in the wall, and Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch crash.
Stay up there.
Behind him, stacking up behind him.
Ty Dillon into the wall, and Chase Briscoe, last week's winner, spinning.
That was that split second decision. The 18 didn't decide to go with Denny. Denny was waiting. I think he anticipated him to go. He waited just a heartbeat and then took off. Put Kyle Busch in that outside lane, and the rest is history.
Well, it looked like it got kind of Austin Dillon a little bit out of position too, and maybe that car got a little loose, and then you had the 18 on the outside of him. There's Ty Dillon with a bunch of damage. Both Dillon brothers, heavy damage under that accident.
So let's look at this going into turn number 3 and watch Denny Hamlin in the 11 make his move.
Makes it really late, as you mentioned.
I don't think it was as quick as Kyle Busch did. See, Austin Dillon was blocking a little bit, makes the move. Kyle Busch decides to go up top, gets to the bumper of the 3, he gets loose.
Touched him. It looked like he got to the rear bumper of Austin Dillon, and
Kyle
that turned
Busch
him sideways.
He is second guessing that decision right now.
Yeah, I don't think he thought Denny was going to clear the 3 of Austin Dillon, so he didn't go with him.
All right, let's ride with Dillon.
Drop it inside. 18 sticking with us. Bottom's clear by 1 to the bottom.
Boy, he was just...
He didn't touch him, I don't think.
I think he touched him, but it just barely.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that would have
much.
gotten him loose, but it did. You see it start to bobble right there. Almost, maybe when Denny jumped up in front of him too, took a little bit of downforce away from the 3. It was like a bad combination of the 18 on his rear bumper, the 11 coming up in front of him. Pretty heavy right front damage to the 18 of Kyle Busch.
He sure did, and just like the one of Ross Chastain right in front of the field. This time collected a lot more cars.
Yeah, when you're up front like that, they're 2 wide stacked behind you. See Tyler Reddick in the outside. Right here, the car's going to wiggle. Looks to me like a right rear tire going down.
Kyle Larson got turned. Joey Logano was in it. Christopher Bell.
Watch what this does, how everybody's scrambling for position, stacking everybody up.
The middle, lower.
Boy, nice job making it through there clean.
Let's ride with Kevin Harvick.
That'll get your heart rate up.
Nothing he could do.
But you could see the car drop down almost like the wheel when the tire went down, the wheel digging into the racetrack right in front of Kurt Busch. Yeah, they can make the move, right? Oh, 47 went around. I think maybe another tire. I'm not sure.
Oh, and he gets piled into by Austin Cindric.
And the right rear was down. Right rear's on the wheel.
And a freaking tire go down again.
Yeah, you can see the 47, the Stenhouse thing just snapped around as he got into turn 3.
We're just talking about the 4 car having a clean race. Fenders were still on it. Now he's got a lot of damage. Austin Cindric damage.
Enters into turn 3, boom. You can see exactly the same situation that happened with the 8 of Tyler Reddick. The tire goes down. You can see the wheel digging into the racetrack, creating that streak.
Blaney got through. Kyle Larson got turned by Christopher Bell. The 20 is trying to avoid here. Oh. Or vice versa. We're going to ride with Daniel Suarez.
It's too bad damage there on the floor.
Keep the 43, don't let him put you in the middle. You're good. Watch him here. Come on to the bottom. You're good. Gonna have.
You saw the damage on Kevin Harvick's car. Here's how he got it.
That's 48 again. Hold your line, go hard.
He slowed down plenty early.
You heard him try to, he got on the gas and was thinking he was going to get by them, but he couldn't because the 43 was right in his way.
Yeah,
he saw him coming up.
All the momentum came right back up top.
And Austin Cindric, a victim.
Yeah, just got sent right into Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Eric Jones had woed up for Stenhouse coming up the track and was going to miss him, and he got tagged hard by Harvick.
Such a bummer. Stenhouse, poor big contact. Great camera work there. Just such a bummer for the 47 of Stenhouse, doing a great job up front there.
And as he was spinning, you saw that right rear tire flat yet once again.
So Larry, 8 laps to go in this stage. What do we do now?
Yeah, I think we're going to see the same thing we saw near the end of stage 1. If you're up there up front trying to get those stage points, maybe trying to get that one playoff point for winning the stage, you're going to stay out.
The racing looks like we're in Daytona. The cars look like we're at Martinsville.
Or the end of Daytona.
Don't get out too far, Blaney.
Oh!
Into the wall, Larson and Hamlin.
It kind of goes back to what you're saying, Clint. There's so much drag in that 5 car, pulling him back. That I think Denny was just trying to push him. Almost the same situation as his teammate Kyle Busch pushing the 3 car earlier.
Literally the exact same situation. I agree with you. The dragginess of the 5 had him slowed down even more, creating that big push from the 11 and turned him around.
Watch the 11 of Hamlin, the 5 of Larson.
So he gets locked onto him right here. When he gets to the right rear, just push it. Finally gets down to the left rear. Yeah, he just.
Chase Elliott took a shot in the right door.
Right, and I'm wondering if that will hurt that toe link that we talk about on the right rear, because it hit him pretty solid in the right rear.
Maybe he got the door.
Hopefully.
I think he got the door of the 9.
Hit.
I mean, we talk about pushing late in the stages.
1 back both lanes, 2 back both lanes. 1 more lap at the line here. Wrecking behind you. Just keep going, keep them below here. Cross it out.
we talk about how late in the stages you just can't push at the end of these races. And I think that's more than ever is the 99.
Come to the bottom here. Come to the bottom. Come to the bottom.
Suarez gets through there clean. But Clint, I know that these guys are going to get aggressive at the end of the stages into this race, but you just can't push in the corners or off the exit of the corners these days. Or, I mean, at this track.
Watch Kyle Larson's hands through the windshield here.
I mean, I feel like the 11 was pushing him in the right spot. He was a little bit more to the right, but then as the car started to get sideways, shifted to the left, and that once you get to that left rear bumper, you're around.
So this will end stage 2.
A few more cars in that inside lane pop down there. Oh, one in the wall.
And around goes Todd Gilliland.
Oh,
Cody Ware,
big
a
hit.
vicious hit to the inside wall with the left front. Caution is out with 25 laps to go. 10th caution of the day.
I mean,
at lap 3:01.
Safer barrier certainly did its job, and you could see him moving around there, but I guarantee that one knocked the wind out of him.
Yeah, it's done.
That was Cody on the radio.
Definitely see him moving around in the car, which is good. That was a shot.
All right, watch the 38 of Todd Gilliland.
So I think he has a problem
trying to get up out of line.
Yeah, that thing.
You saw him get out of the gas. It was the tire down.
And then oh, okay. Cody had a little bit of help. Was that Biffle maybe behind him?
Yeah, he definitely got turned.
You see the flame coming out of his pipes. He's up there all by himself. Starts to come around. Yeah, Biffle got into the back of Ware.
Somebody checked up in front of Cody. Just nowhere to go for those guys.
Man.
That is a vicious hit. And glad Cody Ware was quickly on the radio and okay. So things pack up here behind Todd Gilliland. That yellow car scoots through, but there was just nowhere for Cody Ware to go. He got turned hard.
There's the
right
tire
shredded. I think it wasn't a right rear this time.
27 cars involved in crashes today. We will now have 11 or 12 cars out with an accident as the cause, and that will set a new record for Atlanta Motor Speedway, breaking a record that has stood for 60 years.
Big run coming. Here it comes.
There it is.
Oh, Ross Chastain. That might have been William Byron's best friend.
And that sends Blaney backwards as Chastain comes up to 30.
Oh, here we go.
One lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
That's exactly what William Byron wants. Side by side behind him.
Oh.
Bubba Wallace.
And Blaney into the wall with Briscoe.
Here comes a run. The one of Ross Chastain. You're going to have to block.
Oh, below the white line there by Christopher Bell.
They're racing side by side. Perfect scenario for William Byron. There's going to be a massive run coming off this one car. 4.
Byron top to bottom. Hugs that white line, drifts up and comes to the line. He wins it as Buscher, Haley have a hard crash into the wall. I believe that's Harrison Burton with them. At least 3 cars involved.
Big
Oh my goodness.
Whew, now I can take a breath.
What a race. We had a big run.
And then you see Bubba gets really loose into turn 1. That outside lane basically is gone. Watch the run of the 20, Christopher Bell. Well, I think that's what Ross Chastain was talking about, whether or not Bell was forced below the white line or went below the white line to advance.
And NASCAR has judged that Christopher Bell drove below the double line, so he will be penalized to the tail end of the lead lap, and Ross Chastain will finish second.
And that's where the contact happened with Chris Buscher in the 99 of Suarez, and then it was an accordion effect behind him with Haley and Bubba Wallace.
And you saw Ryan Blaney run out of luck again, got tipped up into the wall. He will end up 18th today.
Oh, a big hit by Bubba Wallace. You hit with that passenger side or driver's side, even with the safer barrier, that is a big impact. So you see Chris Buescher goes to the inside, but he's got Haley on the inside of him.
Wasn't quite clear.
No, just 3 wide.
And Daniel Suarez coming down as that track, that just that little curve there after the start finish line took those 3 cars out of play after the flag. Oh, I don't want to do this, but we're going to ride with Ryan Blaney.
Ouch. Just caught him in a real vulnerable position there.
Yeah. Just got to the back bumper of the 23 and had to push him. It was time to go. He didn't have a choice but to try to push him, got him loose.
Yeah, that was two big hits by Bubba. You saw he even went a little bit further down the front straightaway and got into the wall again.